Let's begin by offering our respects to ISKCON founder Acharya and our preeminent Shiksha Guru, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha Kalpataruvyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om
Bhagavate
Namo
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Okay, we welcome all of you to our weekly Krishna book online classes. Thank you very much for joining. We have with us here Lavina Dadlani, Auntie Neeta, Aja, Ayush, Divina, Dipti Adnani, Divya. Then we have Kamala Nandini Mataji, we have Karuna, we have Manju Nihalani, we have Makeshwari Mataji, Meenakshi. Then we have Manoj Kapoor, we have NC Venkatchari, we have Auntie Neeta, we have Nisha Dadlani, Priyanka Jha, we have Sri Radhe Hari Devidasi Mataji. My husband is there, my parents are there. Then we have Ranjit Das, Ritu Lalwani, Romi, Shailesh Latkar, Shantaram Latkar, Sheetal Latkar. And then we have Shivani, Swami, Upasna, and we have Vivansh. Okay. So, what did we see in the previous class?
Devouring of the forest fire.
Yes. Very good. Thank you for remembering. Okay. Today, by the mercy of Sri Guru and Sri Krishna, we will be seeing chapter 20 of the Kṛṣṇa book, title Description of Autumn. Very, very beautiful chapter. It can transport you to Vrindavan from wherever you are. But it's a pretty long chapter. So we will see how far we can go. Let's see if we can finish it today, or we will split it into two. Let's see how far we can go. Okay. The killing of Pralambasura and the devouring of the devastating forest fire by Krishna and Balaram became household topics in Vrindavan. The cowherd men described these wonderful activities to their wives and to everyone else, and all were struck with wonder. They concluded that Krishna and Balaram were demigods who had kindly come to Vrindavan to become their children. In this way, the rainy season ensued. In India, after the scorching heat of the summer, the rainy season is very welcome. The clouds accumulating in the sky, covering the sun and the moon, become very pleasing to the people, and they expect rainfall at every moment. After summer, the advent of the rainy season is considered to be a life-giving source for everyone. The thunder and occasional lightning are also pleasurable to the people. So we very well understand what this means, no? When we receive rainfall after the scorching summer, especially in India, some places can get very hot. Vrindavan gets very hot in the summer. So now the autumn has started, the rainy season has set in, and it's bringing a relief to all the people of Vrindavan, all the living entities in Vrindavan. And we also see here how the killing of Pralambasura and the devouring of the devastating forest fire has become the household topics in Vrindavan. Everyone is talking about how glorious Krishna is, no? And they are concluding that, oh, he must be a devata, he must be a demigod. Never did the people of Vrindavan think that he is the supreme personality of Godhead, no? So they are thinking that he must be a devata, and that's why he has such extraordinary potencies. The symptoms of the rainy season may be compared to the symptoms of the living entities who are covered by the three modes of material nature. The unlimited sky is like the supreme Brahman, and the tiny living entities are like the covered sky or Brahman covered by the three modes of material nature. Originally, everyone is part and parcel of Brahman. Now, this word Brahman, if you just replace it with Krishna, Supreme Brahman means the Supreme Lord, who is Krishna. So when we read this word Brahman, we should not confuse this word Brahman with Brahmana. They are two different terms. The Brahmanas of the Varnashram system, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, that Brahmana is different. This Brahman means the supreme absolute truth, who is none other than Krishna. So you just replace this word with Brahman as with Krishna, and you will understand what this sentence means. So let's read it again. The unlimited sky is like Krishna, and the living entities are like the covered sky, or Krishna covered by the three modes of material nature. Originally, everyone is part and parcel of Brahman, the supreme Brahman, or Krishna is the supreme Brahman. Okay, so the supreme Brahman or Krishna or the unlimited sky can never be covered by a cloud, but a portion of it can be covered. So, what are we trying to understand here? What we are learning here is when the spirit soul comes to the material world, then we are covered by what is called as the three modes of material nature. What are the three modes of material nature? Mode of
Satyog Raj.
Mode of passion, mode of, is it?
Intelligence.
Ignorance and
Goodness.
Satya.
ignorance and goodness.
mode of goodness.
Passion, ignorance, and goodness.
Yes, mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance, which is Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. So when the living entity comes into this material world, then we are covered by these three modes. Some of us may be more in the mode of goodness, some of us may be more in the mode of passion, some of us may be more in the mode of ignorance, some of us may be in the mixed modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. And depending on so many factors, what mode are we in depends on so many different factors, like what we eat, what we watch, what kind of association we have, how well we are able to chant the holy names, what is our lifestyle. All these determine the modes of material nature, under which mode we are being influenced. Yeah, Shailesh, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, when they say Supreme Brahman and they say Supreme Personality of Godhead, uh, is it because they want to emphasize certain quality of the Lord, or is it just
There are
uh,
different ways of referring to the Lord. So
okay?
actually
But
the
it's
word
nothing in
Brahman means
quality.
spiritual. So who is the supreme
Okay.
spiritual person? That supreme spiritual person is none other than Krishna. Like that. Okay. Okay, now coming to the three modes of material nature. See, in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, Krishna says, material nature consists of three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. When the eternal living entity comes in contact with nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, he becomes conditioned by these three modes. So you can see here in the photo, Krishna is there. Under Krishna are the three modes of material nature. And we living entities here in the material world, we are being dominated, or we are being influenced, or we are acting under the influence of these three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. I just wanted to spend some time on the three modes. So from the Bhagavad Gita, see, mode of goodness, see, it doesn't matter whether one is the mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance. Whichever of the three modes we are in, ultimately we are bound here in the material world. Even the mode of course, amongst the three, the mode of goodness is the best. The mode of goodness is the best launch pad for us to take the leap to the spiritual world from the material world. It's the best launch pad, right? But still, mode of goodness is in the material world, and even the mode of goodness can bind us, continue to bind us in this material world. So what is it in the mode of goodness that binds us in this material world? Is the sense of happiness, satisfaction, knowledge, and superiority. So people who are in the mode of goodness, they are very satisfied with what they have. No, they are not hankering after to get more and more. They are, so because they are satisfied with what they have, they are very happy. They have knowledge, and therefore they have a superiority complex. No, that I am more knowledgeable than these others, or these people don't know anything. I know more than all these people. No, these others are so immature. So that happiness, that satisfaction, and that superiority complex because of knowledge can bind us here in this material world. Because we are people in the mode of goodness may be used to being happy and satisfied the way they are. No, they want to have that comfort zone. So they are attached to being in that comfort zone. They are attached to being in that happy, satisfied state. So that can be a binding force in the mode of goodness. In the mode of passion, people in the mode of passion, they are attached to fruitive activities. They do more and more. They work hard so that they can get the fruits, no? So that they can get the fruits of their labor, because they are hankering after getting more and more, accumulating more and more. So that attachment to fruitive activity will bind them. So binds by the ropes of desire and attachment. So that is a binding force in the mode of passion. People in the mode of ignorance, they are just crazy, they are just mad, they are just lazy, they love to sleep. So that attachment to their sleep and not wanting to do anything, no, that inactivity, that binds them in this material world. So people in the mode of goodness, what are the characteristics and manifestations of people who are in the mode of goodness? Illuminates the gates of the body with knowledge. So what are the gates of the body? How many gates does the human body have? Have we discussed before?
Is it
9
nine gates?
gates.
Nine
Nine gates.
gates. Yes, nine gates. What are the nine gates of the body?
9 holes. The ears,
2
Ah,
ears,
ears,
mouth,
Two
eyes,
eyes, two
nose.
ears, the two nostrils. Then
yeah.
mouth,
the mouth,
And the genitals.
the genitals, and the anus. No, so the body is called as the city of nine gates or Navadwara Pure. So here the characteristic of mode of goodness is it illuminates the gates of the body with knowledge, in the sense that we see the right things, we hear the right things, we eat the right things, we smell the right things. So like that, mode of goodness, no, frees one from sinful reaction. So when we eat right, when we eat what a human being is supposed to eat, because human body is not meant to eat meat. No, if you see scientifically, the way the human body is designed like a herbivore animal. All the herbivores, they have certain characteristics in their body, their nails, their teeth, their intestines. So the human body is designed to digest only vegetarian food. So they have this knowledge. Okay, so they eat right, they see right, they hear right. So therefore, they are free from sinful reactions. Then mode of passion, what are the characteristics? Intense, unlimited desires and longings, great attachment and fruitive activities. Characteristics of ignorance, again, delusion, illusion, darkness, madness, and inertia. Inertia, no activity. They are lazy, so they don't want to engage in any activities. Destination at death. What happens to people who die in the mode of goodness? They attain the pure higher planets of the great sages. So they don't go to the spiritual world, because mode of goodness is still material. But in the material world, they attain the planets of the great sages, higher planetary systems. People who are in the mode of passion, then they attain the earthly planets, because here in the earthly planets, people are working hard, they are slogging it out. No, so here we are accumulating karma.
How
So
can
the mode of people in the mode of passion, they attain earthly planets. And people in the mode of ignorance, they take birth in lower species. Lower species
Hmm.
means the animal species, the tree species, like that. So what is the result of the action of the mode of goodness? There is purity, there is knowledge, they can see things as they are, and they are elevated to higher planets like Brahma Loka, Jana Loka, Tapoloka. The Tapoloka is the loka where the great sages are there, no, who do austerity. Passion leads to misery, greed, and destination is earthly planets. Why misery and greed? Because they want more and more. The more they have, then the more they are not satisfied, because they want even more. So it brings misery, and it gives rise to more and more greed. And again, ignorance leads to foolishness, madness, illusion, and they have to live in the hellish planetary systems in the lower.
Mataji, can I interrupt you?
Yes.
Uh, what do you mean by that attains earthly planet? They just take birth immediately after death? Is that what?
Not necessarily immediately, but whenever they have to take birth, where will they go? They come to the earthly planets.
Oh, but this comes under destination at death, right? Attains earthly planets.
Yeah, at death is not immediately at death.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Understood.
So, see, in the Bhagavad Gita goes into great detail. No, Krishna goes into great detail to explain the three modes. So, there are four foods in the three modes. We were discussing food very in a detailed way in the previous class also. So, I thought let me put this up here. See, Krishna says about the foods in the three modes. Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and gives strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such foods are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart. So, sattvic food is that food which are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart. And what is the result of having sattvic food is that it increases the duration of life, it purifies your existence, it gives you strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. So nowadays in Kali Yuga, every time you see health is deteriorating, people are not happy, people are not satisfied. We have physically we are less strong compared to the people of the previous ages. No, and we have so many impure thoughts. And we are also living a lesser duration of life is because of one of the reasons is our incorrect food habits. Then foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, and burning are dear to those in the mode of passion. Such foods cause distress, misery, and disease. So such foods which are too sour, too bitter, salty, too spicy, too pungent, dry, and burning, such they cause distress, misery, and disease because it affects your health. No? Then food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten, food that is tasteless, decomposed, and putrid, and food consisting of remnants and untouchable things is dear to those in the mode of darkness or in the mode of ignorance. So actually, food that is prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten is not suitable for eating unless it is prasad. If the food is offered to the Lord, then that food is transcendental. Then that food is prasad. So this thing does not apply to regular food. If the food is prasad, then this thing does not apply. So food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten, that which is tasteless, decomposed and putrid, and food consisting of remnants. Remnants means like in Hindi we say jhoota, किसी और का जूठा खाना. No, previously we would not exchange things from each other's plates, or our previous generations, because they would maintain that. But nowadays, uh, um, the mind has become so polluted, we don't even think twice before we pick something and eat from somebody else's plate. No, we only take the remnants of senior Vaishnavas or the remnants of the gurus, the acharyas, or advanced Vaishnavas, like that. But we don't, we should not take anything, pick anything and eat from somebody else's plate, somebody else's juta, because that brings disease. That brings disease. Because the person who's eating, his plate, his spoon is in contact with his saliva. And through saliva, so many diseases can be transmitted. Okay. Yeah, Hari, you have your hand raised?
So you are saying the food is prepared in the last 3 hours only. We should then, in that case, we are going to go to restaurants, or we are going to paste in Chile at least. We are going to some pastry. So we should avoid all these foods basically,
Most
even though it
definitely,
is
yes.
vegetarian.
Yes, most definitely we have to avoid. As far as possible, eat prasad. If you feel like going out and eating, then you have the temple restaurant is there, or there are some devotees who cook. They place orders. So it's always best to purchase food or prasad from the Vaishnavas, or eat in your Govinda's restaurant, eat at the ISKCON restaurant. As far as possible, we have to avoid outside food. For this reason also, prepare more than 3 hours before eating. And plus, like one another point that I forgot to mention in the previous class, and I was thinking about it later. We were discussing onion and garlic, right? So onion has the property, when it is cut and kept, immediately it absorbs all the bacteria from the environment. Even if you see, if, previously a sick person or somebody suffering from fever or any bacterial infection, any viral, they would put onion rings on the feet and they would put socks on top of that person, and the person would sleep with that socks. So that would help to reduce the temperature, because the onion has the ability to absorb the bacteria, the virus. And even if you chop an onion and keep by the bedside of a person who's sick, by next morning that onion will be fully black, because it has absorbed the bacteria and the virus from that sick personality. So imagine when we go to a restaurant, ideally we should not be going, but people, let's say people, when they go to a restaurant where you have these onions that are cut and kept. In a restaurant, they're going to cut onions in huge quantity and keep. And how many people are visiting that restaurant? And how much of virus and bacteria has been absorbed in that onion? And that only onion people are consuming. So obviously it's going to bring disease. So this is another point about the onions. Anyway.
Thank you.
Now, worship in the three modes. Men in the mode of goodness worship the demigods. Those in the mode of passion worship the demons. And those in the mode of ignorance worship ghosts and spirits. So, men in the mode of goodness worship demigods. They worship the devatas. Because if they have some material desire, then instead of playing, let's say somebody is working in an office and he's having some problem with the colleagues, and he wants to have a promotion, but there is some politics going on in the office. No, now he wants to get a promotion. So instead of him again being a part of dirty politics in the office, if he prays to a demigod, then he is in the mode of goodness. At least he's going to a devata to get his material desire fulfilled. Of course, it is not the best thing, because remember, this is mode of goodness. But when we worship without expecting anything in return, when we worship Krishna, when we worship Vishnu Tattva, then that is the mode of transcendental goodness, that is beyond the three modes. Beyond the three modes is the mode of transcendental goodness. So amongst the three modes, the mode of goodness is the best. But even beyond the mode of goodness is the mode of transcendental goodness. So mode of goodness is worship of the devatas. Mode of passion is to worship the demons. So sometimes one may have a leader, or one may have a king, or one may have a political leader, and people are worshipping them because they want something from that king. They think the king is very powerful personality, or this politician is a very powerful personality, or the film stars. They may worship film stars also, no? They will wash the feet of the film stars. They will wash the feet of politicians. So this is all worship in the mode of passion. And those in the mode of ignorance, they worship ghosts and spirits. So when you do black magic and things like that, then that is worship in the mode of ignorance. Sometimes even in the graveyards, you will see some aghoris, they will be doing some kind of black worship, black magic worship. So that is all worship in the mode of ignorance. Then those who undergo severe austerities and penances not recommended in the scriptures, performing them out of pride and egoism, who are impelled by lust and attachment, who are foolish and who torture the material elements of the body as well as the supersoul dwelling within, are to be known as demons. So what is this? What kind of people undergo austerities and penances that are not recommended in the scripture? So there are people who undergo austerity, they are doing tapasya, but it is not recommended in the Shastra. And they are doing it out of pride and egoism, impelled by lust and attachment. So such people, they are all demons. They are foolish. They torture the material elements of the body as well as the super soul dwelling within. Why will the super soul dwelling within feel tortured when such people are torturing their body?
Sorry, say that again. What's the question?
Okay, see, we read here, the foolish people torture the material elements of the body as well as the super soul dwelling within. So there are some people who do so much tapasya and austerity. The way they do the tapasya, the way they do their austerities and penances, they torture their body. So when
Okay.
they torture their body in the tapasya, even they are torturing the super soul dwelling within. So my question is, super soul is who? The Paramatma. So why will the super soul be tortured when the body is being tortured?
We are part
Because
of
you're
part of
taking
this.
actions that is making you fall down.
Because it dwells
We
within,
are
no?
we are
The super
part of
soul is
super.
dwelling within.
So you're getting there?
If you
You
torture
are
your
doing
body,
actions.
If you torture your
You're doing
body, even
actions.
the super soul is being affected, no?
How? Why?
Because it's dwelling within the body, within
Uh-huh.
each one of us.
So see, the Lord cannot be tortured, but the Lord is like a loving father. And when the child undergoes pain, then it is painful for the father. No, even though the child may have had a cut in the hand or a fracture, it is more painful for the parents than for the child itself. No? So it's like that because the Lord is present in our heart and we are torturing the body under tapasya, then the Lord is also feeling the pain because Krishna is a loving father. So this is all demoniac kind of penance and austerity, just like how Hiranyakashipu did tapasya. No, he was so much tapasya he did, torturing himself. Or there was this demon who used to cut his body parts and he used to offer it in the yagya in order to please Lord Shiva. I don't remember the name of the demon now, but there was this demon who used to cut, and just when he was about to cut off his head, then Lord Shiva appeared. No, so this is the kind of worship that is being spoken of here.
Even in South India, there were some people when go to see Muruga, Lord Muruga, they pierce their body. I have seen that they hang a lemon on. They do some kind of
Yes, yes.
yeah.
So therefore, whenever we do any tapasya or austerity, we should do that which is recommended in the scriptures. Always we should stay with the Shastra. What does Guru, Sadhu and Shastra says? That is our that should always be our point of reference. Just because somebody is doing it, it does not mean that it is right. Just because it's a family tradition, my parents, their parents, their parents, their parents did it, doesn't mean that it is right. No, always our point of reference should be Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Okay. Now, sacrifices in the three votes. Of sacrifices, the sacrifices performed according to the directions of the scripture as a matter of duty by those who desire no reward is of the nature of goodness. So when we do here, sacrifice means yagyas. Now, there are many kinds of yagyas. The yagya that is for Kali Yuga is the recommended yagya. The recommended sacrifice for Kali Yuga is Harinam Sankirtan. Yes, but there are different kinds of yagyas. There are different kinds of sacrifices. Like you have Brahma Yagya, which is for the study of the Shastras. Then there is Deva Yagya, which is the worship of the Devatas. Then there is Pitri Yagya, where we honor the ancestors. We do Pindadan. Then there is Bhuta Yagya, uh, where we please the other living entities. And there is Nar Yagya, or hospitality to guests. No, we receive the guests and we treat them very, very respectfully. So there are different kinds of yagya. These 5 are the Pancha Mahayagyas. So of the sacrifices, the sacrifice performed according to the directions of scripture as a matter of duty and by those who desire no reward is in the mode of goodness. But when the sacrifice is done for some material benefit, for the sake of pride, see, sometimes somebody wants to do a sacrifice, a yagya, to show off. See, I'm capable of doing this. No, for him it's like a social status. Then that is in the mode of passion. Then any sacrifice performed without the regard for directions of scriptures, without distribution of prasad, without chanting of the Vedic hymns, and without remuneration to the priests, and without faith, is considered to be in the mode of ignorance. Whenever we do any yagya, if it is not done according to Shastra, if there is no prasad distribution, if there is no chanting of Vedic mantras, and if the priest, if the Brahmana is not given some remuneration for that, and if there is no faith when one is doing that yagya, then it is in the mode of ignorance. Therefore, it is very, very important that we always have prasad, we always do according to Shastra, and this also remuneration to the priest, no? The Brahmana who does the ceremony, if he does any ceremony for us, if he is not given some donation, then you will not get the benefit of doing that yagya at all. Everything is a waste. Waste of time, waste of money, waste of energy. The Brahmana should be given a donation. Okay. Priyanka, you have your hand raised.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Panjan Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
In the previous slide, we saw that those who worship demigod, they are in the mode of goodness.
Yes.
And in this slide, we are seeing that those who do worship by without asking for anything in return, they are in the mode of goodness. But we also know that those who worship demigod, they always mostly do for getting some benefit, as you said, that in order to get promotion or in order to get any material benefit, then can we think that they are in the mixed mode of both goodness, because they are worshipping demigods and they are asking for some material benefit, so they are in the mode of passion as well?
Yeah, you can say that they may be in the mixed modes. Also, depending on, say, sometimes we may pray to the demigods, but we are not praying for asking something in return. Of course, largely, as you said, mostly it is to worship, to get something in return. But there are some who are, let's say somebody is a very sincere follower of a demigod, then it is not considered to be on the same platform as one who's worshipping the same devata but to get something in return. So yeah, the more, it's not always only this, it is a mix and match. Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Shailesh, you have your hand raised.
If someone is praying to, let's say, Lord Krishna for attaining him, now where does that fall in
If
this?
if you pray to Krishna to attain Krishna, it is in the mode of transcendental goodness. It's beyond these 3.
Okay.
Now, austerity, penance in the 3 modes. This threefold austerity performed with transcendental faith by men, not expecting material benefits, but engaged only for the sake of the Supreme, is called austerity in goodness. Penance performed out of pride and for the sake of gaining respect, honor, and worship is said to be in the mode of passion. It is neither stable nor permanent. Penance performed out of foolishness with self-torture or to destroy or injure others is said to be in the mode of ignorance. So, there are some sages who do tapasya and they get something in return. And also there are some demons who do tapasya and they also get something in return. But you cannot put them under the same category. So see, a penance like this by Hiranyakashipu, he did a lot of tapasya for several years. No, His body was almost reduced to only bones. It was just a bag of bones. He was completely covered by the ant hill. His body was completely eaten by the ants. And after that, Lord Brahma appeared and he gave him his benedictions. So this is performed out of foolishness with self-torture or to destroy and or injure others. Because what was Hiranyakashipu's plan, that I want to be so powerful, and after he became powerful, after he got his benedictions, he was torturing others. He was torturing the Brahmanas. He wanted the Brahmanas to worship him as God and so many other things. So this penance is in the mode of ignorance. It's in the mode of ignorance. Then even charity, no, charity. Sometimes we say, oh, okay, we have to help the poor. But even charity is in the three modes. Charity given out of duty, without expectation of return, at the proper time and place, and to a worthy person is considered to be in the mode of goodness. But charity performed with expectation of some return, or with a desire for fruitive results, or in a grudging mood, is said to be charity in the mode of passion. And charity performed at an impure place, at an improper time, to unworthy person, or without proper attention and respect, is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Now in the Mahabharata we have Kṛṣṇa, right? Kṛṣṇa was known for being very charitably disposed. Now what happened when Arjuna's father, Indra, went and asked Kṛṣṇa the charity of his what do you call it? He was born with transcendental earrings and an armor, right? Armor to protect him. So he was born with that armor.
Kundal and Kavach, yeah.
No. So when Indra went there, did Kṛṣṇa give it to him?
Yeah,
Yes.
he gave
He
by
gave him
knowing
the
that he is
charity.
Indra.
So that charity is under which of the three modes? What do you think?
The passion.
Why do you say passion?
Passion.
Why do you say
Seems to
passion?
it, I think.
Charity performed with the expectation of some return. Did Kṛṣṇa expect something in return from Indra?
Yes,
Yes.
he asked for something in return.
What?
He
Like
asked for
Shakti Astra.
He asked him for the Shakti arrow, no, the weapon, so that he can kill Arjuna. With a desire for fruitive results. Yes, he wanted that. Or in a grudging mood. So was Kṛṣṇa very happy to give it to Indra? That charity?
No.
No. So
No,
it was given in a
no,
grudging
he
mood. So
wasn't
that
happy with
charity is in the
it.
mode of passion. Now, charity says charity should be given to also worthy persons. So, charity always you must try and give to Brahmanas, to Vaishnavas, to a devotee of the Lord who is going to use that charity in the service of the Lord. If you give charity to somebody who is going to use it for sinful activities, then you will have to partake the karmic reaction because you have bought. Let's say somebody is giving in charity to somebody who's a chain smoker, and with that charity he has bought a cigarette stock for the next 1 month. So because you have given the money for the purchase of those cigarettes, then you have to share the karmic reaction of that sinful activity. So therefore always charity should be given to a worthy person. Who's a worthy person? A devotee of the Lord, a Vaishnava, a Brahmana, or to a temple where you know that that charity of yours is going to be used for the service of the Lord. It's not going to be misused. So charity also should be done very carefully.
But Mataji, as you said, charity should be given because it can be used, in the not in the right way, but maybe not in money type, no. But can you give food or
That
things
food
like,
should be prasad. When you give food, it should be prasad. If you have to offer that food and distribute prasad. Now, if you're just giving rice, let's say you're giving 10 kilos of rice to the poor people. But with that rice, they can make meat. They can make meat and consume that rice of yours. So when you want to give bhoga, or in the sense that you want to give perishable, imperishable goods, then that it should be given to a place or in a temple where they are going to use it, offer it to the Lord, and then consume or distribute it. If you yourself have to give to somebody who's poor, then you should cook, offer it to the Lord, and make sure it is prasad. Then that is the right kind of charity. Okay.
One more simple question.
Yes.
Yeah, Haribol. Actually, in India, we do the charities. No, sometimes we give the money to donations to the some local activity. As an example of Ganesh Chaturthi, they'll ask chanda. We name it as chanda, right? So with that, they use that amount. Some amount is used for the god. Some amount is used for the food distribution and all. In that case, food distribution will be gone to some normal people, some devotees, as well as all kinds of people. In that case, how do we justify that charity is well worthy?
No, if you are giving it to some people who are telling you that they are going to use it for the festival of Lord Ganesh, then
Yeah.
are they offering it to the Lord?
Yes, they are offering Lord. First, they will offer the Lord prasad to the Lord, and then they will distribute to the all kinds of people.
See, once it is prasad, you can distribute to all kinds of people because you will not offer, you will not, for example, you will not offer raw rice to the Lord. No, you will cook the rice and you will
Yes, yes.
distribute to yeah. So once it is prasad, then it can go. Prasad can be given to anyone. That's not a problem.
Okay.
The thing
Hare
is, when you
Krishna.
give money or raw material, then it will be misused. No.
Okay. That means you should not give the money directly to the people. I mean, see that they will, if in the mode of, I mean, in the concept of Ganesh Chaturthi, they will take money. They don't ask for rice or something, something. They take money and they will use it for these things.
Well, if you are very sure that they will not misuse it, then there is no problem. But you have to be very
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Because sometimes somebody may take money and they will say something, but they may do something else.
Okay.
Yeah, Priyanka?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji. I was actually thinking one time that when we earn money, we pay a lot of taxes to the government, and the government can misuse it uh, in many other things. Like for increasing economy, we know that cigarette and tobacco are one of the largest producer in the economy. So I was actually thinking, do that paying taxes also become the cause of our suffering, uh,
Yeah,
or
so
is it
see,
nullified by giving to Vaishnavas?
yeah, see, the point is when you pay your taxes to a government, that government is chosen by the people of the country, right? So he's the leader. He's the leader that you have chosen, no? So therefore, when we vote, we have to vote with responsibility. And therefore then that government imposes taxes and then you pay your taxes and the tax is used for certain activities. Now you may say that, oh, but I didn't vote for that particular person. So that is why this is called as, such things are called as collective karma. Sometimes the people have to bear the collective karma of their leader, like that, or sometimes the leader has to pay the karma of the people, like that. So this is called as collective karma. So these are those gray areas of Kali Yuga which we cannot help. In Kali Yuga nothing is black and white. There are many, many gray areas. So because we are in Kali Yuga, we get some leniency by the Lord because we are in Kali Yuga. We cannot help that we are in this contaminated yuga. No. So as far as possible, we maintain our purity. And for these things that are unavoidable, because paying your taxes, or even when we keep our money in the bank may be lending your money to sponsor a slaughterhouse. Who knows, right? So all these gray areas that will be taken care of when we chant the holy name. These unknowing offenses. That's why chanting is very, 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 very powerful and potent. And when we give some of our hard-earned money for service in Krishna, then we are purifying our income also. Because even our income may be tainted with some things, no? For example, in Kali Yuga, for somebody to do business, if you're 100% right, sometimes the businessman may have to say, no, oh, I cannot sell you for this price because I don't earn a profit, which may not be true, but because it's business, he may have to say it sometimes. So such things can be purified when you give your hard-earned money to Krishna. So therefore, these gray areas are there, but these gray areas are taken care of by chanting the holy name. But that doesn't mean we purposely commit something and then we think, oh, but I'm chanting. No, then again, that is a offense to the holy name. Okay. So basically, goodness means we do the right thing, the right way for the right reason. Passion, we do the right thing the right way, but for the wrong reason. Ignorance, wrong thing, wrong way, wrong reason. Now let's say this person here is which mode? Goodness, passion, or ignorance?
Goodness.
Can you see my mouse? One second. Can you see this person here?
Yes, Mataji.
So
Passion.
he's in
Passion.
mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance?
Passion.
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 Okay.
Is he doing the right thing the right way for the wrong reason? What is he doing? He's killing this fish, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Where is?
the thing is down, actually.
Okay.
Cursor is pointing to the center.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I don't know. I'm pointing to this person here who's killing the fish is what? Goodness, passion, or ignorance?
Ignorant.
ignorance.
This person who's sleeping on his desk.
Passion. Passion.
No, ignorant.
Ignorant.
Ignorance, yes, ignorance. He's doing the wrong thing the
Ignorance.
wrong way for the wrong reason. No, he's sleeping
And
at
he's lazy.
work. No, so wrong thing, wrong way for the wrong reason. This person here on the sofa.
Passion. Passion.
No, ignorance.
Ignorance, yes, ignorance. Ignorance means remember,
He's being
sleep and
It's
laziness.
ignorance.
That is ignorance, yes. This person here who's drinking alcohol.
Again, ignorant.
Ignorance.
Hmm? And this person here who's in meditation.
Goodness.
Goodness.
This person here who's earning a lot of money.
Mode of
Passion.
Mode of passion, no? So it's not bad that one is earning a lot of money. It's the right thing, the right way. Maybe he's also earning the right way, but for the wrong reason. He is earning this money for his own material sense gratification. So you can become a millionaire, no problem. You can ride in luxury cars, you can live in a luxury home, no problem. But you have to use it in the service of Krishna. So that would be the right reason. No, so he's doing the right thing. There's nothing wrong in earning a lot of money.
Arjun, take the toys. No.
No, it's a sack full of money. It says dollars. Now here is a couple. They are in love with each other. They get married. They are living a grihastha life. Then they want to have children and they want to have a family life. So what do you think? Goodness, passion, or ignorance?
Passion.
Goodness.
passion.
Goodness.
Passion, because right thing, right way for the wrong reason, because they want to have a good family life. But when they put Krishna in the center of their grihastha life, no, whenever
Then it is
their grihastha life is around Krishna's satisfaction, then we can say that it is the mode of goodness. Now, coming to these three modes, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that this divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. So actually, it's very hard. Krishna says that it's difficult to overcome the three modes. You cannot overcome these three. And when Krishna says it is difficult, right? No doubt about it. It is difficult. But he's also telling you how you can do it. How can we do it? How can we cross this vast ocean of material nature? By surrendering unto me, Krishna says. When you surrender unto Krishna, then you can easily cross beyond it. So what we have to do, wherever we are, whoever we are, under whichever varnashram system we are, whether we are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, whether we are student or married or retired or whatever, no, we just have to always remain connected to Krishna. Now to connect to a network, you need a password. So what is the password for us to connect to this network of Krishna?
Hare Krishna mantra.
Exactly. Yes. Chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So this mantra is your key to the kingdom of God. Okay, now let's come back to our first slide. We are still in our second slide. Coming back here. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, the living entities are parts and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they are only an insignificant portion of the Supreme Lord. This portion, covered by the three modes of material nature, and therefore the living entities are residing within this material world. The Brahma Jyotir, spiritual effulgence, is just like the sunshine. As the sunshine is full of molecular shining particles, so the Brahma Jyotir is full of minute portions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Out of that unlimited expansion of minute portions of the Supreme Lord, some are covered by the influence of material nature, whereas others are free. So there are unlimited souls, no, and we are all parts and parcels. We are all parts and parcels of Krishna. We are that soul, and a small percentage, a minute portion of those vast number of entities that are there are the ones who are covered by the three modes of material nature, and we are that small percentage who are covered by the three modes of material nature, because a huge percentage of the living entities, they do not fall down. Only a small percentage of the souls, they fall down. Most of them are in the spiritual world with Krishna. Shailesh, you have a hand raised?
Just a question. Why do they say Brahma Jyotir and not Brahman Jyotir? Because it's slightly confusing that whether we are talking about Brahma as in Lord Brahma or we are talking about the Brahman.
So there are different ways to pronounce a word. One word can have many meanings. Sanskrit is like that. There are different ways to say something. There are different. So you will know what it means by understanding the context in which that word is used, which is the way to know the meaning. When you see the context, then you will understand. Or always consult with a senior authority. Clouds are accumulated water drawn from the land by the sunshine. Continually for 8 months, the sun evaporates all kinds of water from the surface of the globe, and this water is accumulated in the shape of the clouds, which are distributed as water when there is a need. Similarly, a government exacts various taxes from the citizens, such as income tax and sales tax, which the citizens are able to pay by their different material activities, agriculture, trade, industry, and so on. This taxation is compared to the sun's drawing water from the earth. When there is again need of water on the surface of the globe, the same sunshine converts the water into clouds and distributes it all over the globe. Similarly, the taxes collected by the government must be distributed to the people again as educational work, public work, sanitation work, etc. This is very essential for a good government. The government should not simply exact taxes for useless squandering. The tax collection should be utilized for the public welfare of the state. So just as how the sun evaporates the water for 8 months and then showers rain, so that very water that the sun has evaporated is coming back again in the form of rain. It is coming back for the benefit of the earth and all the living entities on the earth. In the same way, when the government collects taxes, that tax again the government has to return to the people for the welfare of the people. That is an ideal government. During the rainy season, there are strong winds blustering all over the country and carrying clouds from one place to another to distribute life-giving water to the needy living entities. Water is urgently needed after the summer season, and thus the clouds are just like a rich man who in times of need distributes his money even to the point of exhausting his whole treasury. So the clouds exhaust themselves by distributing water all over the surface of the globe. So the clouds, they give away all the water that they have, just as how a rich man at the time of need, let's say there is an emergency situation, so a rich man who is charitably disposed, then he would not mind giving away everything in charity. When Maharaj Dashrath, the father of Lord Ramachandra, used to fight with his enemies, it was said that he approached them just like a farmer approaching unnecessary plants and trees, and when there was need of giving charity, he used to distribute money exactly as the cloud distributes rain. The distribution of rain by clouds is so sumptuous that it is compared to the distribution of wealth by a great munificent person. The clouds' downpour is so profuse that the rains even fall on rocks and hills and on the oceans and seas when there is no need for water. The clouds resemble a charitable person who opens his treasury for distribution and who does not discriminate whether the charity is needed or not. He gives in charity open-handedly. So just as how the rain pours even on the rocks where it is not required, and even on fields where crops are grown and the water is required, but the cloud just gives the water. In the same way, a charitable person does not discriminate whether this person requires a charity or not. He just gives. So Maharaj Darshat, of course, the father of Lord Ram, when he used to fight with the enemies, the way he used to fight, he was such a powerful warrior that he's uprooting the unnecessary plants and trees. He's uprooting the unnecessary warriors. He's just sending them away, killing them, or just defeating them, sending them away because they're unnecessary there. But when it came to giving charity, he was very, very charitably disposed. Before the rainfall, the whole surface of the globe almost gets depleted of all kinds of energies and appears very lean. After the rainfall, the whole surface of the earth becomes green with vegetation and appears to be healthy and strong. Here, a comparison is made to the persons undergoing austerities for fulfillment of a material desire. The flourishing condition of the earth after the rainy season is compared to the fulfillment of material desires. Sometimes, when a country is subjugated by an undesirable government, persons and parties undergo severe penances and austerities to get control of the government. And when they attain control, they flourish by giving themselves generous salaries. This temporary profit is like the flourishing of the earth in the rainy season. Actually, one should undergo severe austerities and penances only to achieve spiritual happiness. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is recommended that tapasya or austerity should be accepted for realizing the Supreme Lord. By accepting austerity in devotional service, one regains his spiritual life. And as soon as one regains his spiritual life, he enjoys unlimited spiritual bliss. But if someone undertakes austerities and penances for some material gain, it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita that the results are temporary and that they are desired by persons of less intelligence. See, classic example of this is Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu, he did so much of tapasya for so many years, no? And then he got the benediction from Lord Brahma that what did he get? Because actually he wanted immortality, but Lord Brahma said, I cannot give you the benediction of immortality because I myself am not immortal. So he said, so Hiranyakashipu thought, okay, he's going to play smart, no? And he said, okay, give me a benediction that I will not be killed neither in the day nor in the night. I will not be killed neither inside the house nor outside the house. I will not be killed by neither human being nor animals. I will not be killed by any weapons or any sharp weapons. No, then like that he asked for so many benedictions, and he thought that nobody can exist who is going to somebody like this who can kill me. So he thought now he is eternal. But how long did it last? Very soon, Lord Narasimha Dev came and he finished him effortlessly. No, so much tapasya he did for so many millions of years, but then very that thing lasted for a very short period of time and then he was finished. So the what you get materially, that is only temporary, it will not last so long. But when you get a spiritual benediction, when you do tapasya to get something spiritual, then that will eternally last, because then you can go eternally to the kingdom of God where there is no birth, death, disease and old age. During the rainy season, in the evening, there are many glowworms visible about the tops of the trees hither and thither, and they glitter just like lights. But the luminaries of the sky, the stars and the moon are not visible. Similarly, in the age of Kali, persons who are atheists or miscreants become prominently visible, whereas persons who are actually following the Vedic principles for spiritual emancipation are practically obscured. This age, Kali Yuga, is compared to the cloudy season of the living entities. So see, in Kali Yuga, we know that those who are the non-devotees, the demons, they are more prominent. And the devotees, they are not very prominent. In fact, the non-devotees always make fun of the devotees. The devotees are very less in number. So they think that they are backward, they are very traditional, or they are not into the groove, or they are being brainwashed, or they are being fanatic. So many things are said for the devotees. Or if they see brahmachari is distributing books on the road, they will say go and get a job. They think that these are the people who don't have a job and therefore they are living in the temple, no, and they think that they have a very easy life, but it's not so easy. It's not so easy. So this is the nature of Kali Yuga. Like so this is compared to how in the cloudy season the glowworms are visible, but the luminaries like the stars and the moon, then they are not visible. In this age, real knowledge is covered by the influence of the material advancement of civilization. One second. Okay. 1 second. You can see the screen, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. In this age, real knowledge is covered by the influence of the material advancement of civilization. The cheap mental speculators, atheists, and manufacturers of so called religious principles become prominent like the glowworms. So these glowworms are compared to the cheap mental speculators. Mental speculation means they are the people who think that, oh, maybe it is like this. No, perhaps it is like this. No, they don't stick to guru, sadhu, and shastra. They are using their own mental speculation, coming up with their what they think is right or wrong. Atheists, of course, we know those who do not believe in God, and manufacturers of so-called religious principles. So religion cannot be manufactured. Religion means that which God has spoken, but that is your eternal dharma. No, that is what we have to follow. Nobody can come suddenly and say, okay, I'm going to call so and so yoga system. This is the way we are going to do this so and so kind of meditation. This is what is this. I will give you a magic mantra. You cannot manufacture a religion. No, it is what Krishna speaks. That's religion. So these people become prominent like the glowworms, whereas persons strictly following the Vedic principles or scriptural injunctions become covered by the clouds of this age. People should learn to take advantage of the actual luminaries of the sky, the sun, moon, and stars, instead of the glowworms' light. Actually, the glowworms cannot give any light in the darkness of the night. As clouds become clear, even in the rainy season, and sometimes the moon and stars and sun become visible. So even in this Kali Yuga, there are sometimes advantages. For example, sometimes Lord Chaitanya's Vedic movement of distributing the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is heard. People seriously eager to find real light should take advantage of this movement instead of looking toward the light of mental speculators and atheists. So see, even in Kali Yuga is actually a very horrible, most degraded, most fallen age. But even in Kali Yuga, there are sometimes advantages. What is that advantage? Let us see. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami tells Maharaj Parikshit, Kaler dosha nide rajan, ashtihi eko mahan guna, kirtanad eva Krishnasya, mukta sangha param vrajet. My dear king, although Kali Yuga is full of faults, there is still one good quality about this age. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one can become free from material bondage and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 3, verse number 51. So this one good quality that Kali Yuga has is enough to take us back home, back to Godhead, despite it being the most rotten, fallen age. Just by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, you can go back home, back to Godhead. It was very, very difficult to attain this task in the previous ages. They had to do so much of tapasya for such an extended period of time, for many, many years, in order to attain perfection. But in Kali Yuga, to attain perfection has been greatly simplified for all of us. So we are given that advantage because we are living in this most rotten age. So we are very, very fortunate because number one, we are in Kali Yuga, where to attain perfection has been simplified for us greatly. Number two, because we are in this human body. Number three, because most of us have taken birth in Bharatvarsha, which means we have taken birth in India. Anybody who gets a human birth in India, they have got that birth because in the previous life they were seeking very seriously the Supreme Lord. No, therefore we get the opportunity of taking birth in India. So we have a human birth in India in Kali Yuga, and we have come in touch with Lord Chaitanya's movement. Because we are here together in this class, we have Srila Prabhupada, who is our Acharya. Srila Prabhupada is that Acharya who is actually predicted in the Shastras. The Shastras predicted that in the Kali Yuga there will be one Senapati Bhakta, one warrior of Lord Chaitanya who will take this chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra to every town and village. So this was already predicted in the Shastra much before Prabhupada appeared. So Srila Prabhupada is that personality who has been predicted in the Shastras. And he has just left the planet very recently. No, he is not some saintly person from a very distant past. No, very, very narrowly we have missed him. No, we are still in touch with his direct disciples. Still, we are able to take initiation from the direct disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So, and it is in this cycle, in this Divya Yuga cycle, that Lord Chaitanya appeared. Just 500 years back he came. And it is in this Divya Yuga cycle that Krishna also appeared. That's just 5,000 years back he came. It's not millions and trillions of years ago, which will happen in the future generations. So we are actually very, very fortunate. So we should not miss this opportunity. Coming back to Krishna book, after the first rainfall, when there is a thundering sound in the clouds, all the frogs begin to croak like students suddenly engaged in reading their studies. Students are generally supposed to rise early in the morning. They do not usually arise of their own accord. However, but only when there is a bell sound in the temple or other spiritual institution. By the order of the spiritual master, they immediately rise, and after finishing their morning duties, they sit down to study the Vedas or chant Vedic mantras. Everyone is sleeping in the darkness of Kali Yuga, but when there is a great Acharya, by his calling only, everyone takes to the study of the Vedas to acquire actual knowledge. During the rainy seasons, the many ponds, lakes, and rivulets become filled with water. Otherwise, the rest of the year they remain dry. Similarly, materialistic persons are dry, but sometimes when they are in so-called opulent position with a home or children or a little bank balance, they appear to be flourishing. But immediately afterward, they become dry again, like the small rivulets and ponds. The poet Vidyapati said that in the society of family, friends, children, wife, etc., there is certainly some pleasure, but that pleasure is compared to a drop of water in the desert. Everyone is hankering after happiness, just as in the desert everyone is hankering after water. If in the desert there is a drop of water, it may of course be said that water is there, but the benefit from that drop of water is very insignificant. In our materialistic way of life, which is just like a desert, we are hankering after an ocean of happiness. But in the form of society, friends, and mundane love, we are getting no more than a drop of water. Our satisfaction is never achieved as the small rivulets, lakes, and ponds are never filled with water in the dry season. See, we are all seeking happiness. Every human being, every living entity is seeking for happiness. And it is only natural that we seek happiness, because where are we coming from? We are coming from the spiritual world where there is unlimited happiness. No, unlimited happiness. So because we are coming from there, that's what we are looking for over here also. So we are looking for the right thing. We are looking for the right thing, but we are looking for the right thing in the wrong place. We are thinking that with our family, our friends, our children, our wife, our wealth, our contacts, our beauty, we will be happy. But no, we will not be happy. So this is compared to a person who's hankering for water in a desert, and then he gets only one drop of water. Will that one drop of water quench his thirst? No, it is very insignificant. So in the same way, all this happiness that we think we will get from all these different sources is not going to quench our thirst for getting unlimited happiness. That will be quenched only when we go back home, back to Godhead, back to our loving Father. Due to rainfall, the grass, trees, and other vegetation look very green. Sometimes the grass is covered by a certain kind of red insect. And when the green and red combine with the umbrella-like mushrooms, the entire scene changes, just like a person who has suddenly become rich. So what is this red insect? Anybody knows? That can be seen in the rainy season? Have you heard of rain bugs or red velvet bug?
It looked like a bee,
Red
Mataji.
velvet. Yeah, yes.
Yes, so that's what, see how beautifully the description is there, so much into detail. So these insects are in Sanskrit, they are called as Indragopa. The farmer then becomes very happy to see his field full of grain, but the capitalists, who are always unaware of the activities of a supernatural power, become unhappy because they are afraid of a competitive price due to abundant production. In some places, certain capitalists and government restrict the farmer's production of grain, not knowing the actual fact that all food grains are supplied by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. According to the Vedic injunction, Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadhati Kaman. The Supreme Personality of Godhead maintains this creation. Therefore, he arranges for a supply of whatever is required for all living entities. When there is a population increase, it is the business of the Supreme Lord to feed the people. But atheists or miscreants do not like abundant production of food grains, especially if their business might be hampered. So just see, the problem is not that we have excess population, no, because as we read here, the Lord will provide whenever there is population increase. It is the business of the Supreme Lord to feed the people. So the problem is not that we don't have grains. The problem is we are not producing enough food grains, because the capitalists do not want that there are excess food grains in the market, because then they say if there is excess supply, then we will get our profits will be reduced. So the problem is not that we don't have grains. The problem is we are not producing food grains. And much of the land now, which we should use for producing crops, is being used for so many industrial purposes. So many unnecessary industries have sprung up. So we are not producing food grains. During the rainy season, all living entities in the land, sky, and water become very much refreshed, exactly like one who engages in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. We have practical experience of this with our students in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Before becoming students, they were dirty looking, although they had naturally beautiful personal features. Due to having no information of Krishna consciousness, they appeared very dirty and wretched. Since they have taken to Krishna consciousness, their health has improved, and by their following the rules and regulations, their bodily luster has increased. When they are dressed with saffron colored cloth, with tilak on their foreheads, and beads in their hands and on their necks, they look exactly as if they have come directly from Vaikuntha. So when we come to Krishna consciousness, it actually enhances our beauty. It enhances our internal beauty. It enhances our external beauty. Because you can see the glow, you can see the happiness in the face of a pure devotee. That's why devotees, when they follow Krishna consciousness, obviously they are following a sattvic lifestyle, so they look younger than their age, they have healthier bodies, their organs are more healthy, and they also live an extended period of time. Beauty will not come by applying makeup. No, beauty comes with advancement in spirituality. See, practical example of this, one of our devotees, before she became a devotee, before she came to Krishna consciousness, she was a top-notch international model. So this is the magazine this is the cover of a very famous magazine called Vogue. No, you must be knowing Vogue magazine. So she was a top-notch model, and she has appeared on the cover of the Vogue magazine. So she was really very famous. But you can see after she came to Krishna consciousness, how much her beauty has been enhanced. What do you think? Where she's looking more beautiful?
Second picture. Of course, second picture.
Yes, of course, no. So here she has professional makeup and everything, but here she's looking far more beautiful because of Krishna consciousness. So when I share the slides, you can go and see this YouTube video is there. Her journey she has described how she came to Krishna consciousness and how she gave up her profession as a top-notch model and how she's very happy. Even now she's there. So you can, and this Back to Godhead magazine also is there. This article is there. You can go through this when I share the slides in the group. We'll do one more slide and we'll stop. In the rainy season, when the rivers swell and rush to the oceans and seas, they appear to agitate the ocean. Similarly, if a person who is engaged in the mystic yoga process is not very much advanced in spiritual life, he can become agitated by the sex impulse. Although during the rainy season, the high mountains are splashed by torrents of rain, they do not change. Similarly, a person who is advanced in Krishna consciousness, even if put into difficulties, is not embarrassed. A person who is spiritually advanced accepts any adverse condition of life as the mercy of the Lord, and thus he is completely eligible to enter into the spiritual kingdom. So, see, if we are not advanced in our spiritual life, if we are weak, if we are not so determined, if we are not very strong, then we will fall down. This example we know, Saubhari Muni. No, he was such an advanced yogi. No, he had so much mystic power, yogic power, that he was able to control his breath for such an extended period of time that he was practicing underwater for so many years. But then what happened? because he was not spiritually strong, he fell down. No, his mind got agitated just by seeing the mating of two fish. Just seeing the mating of two fishes led to his fall down. And who's this? Can you identify?
Which one? The first one is Haridas Thakur.
Okay, I don't know why somehow I'm not able to point properly. 1 second.
Bottom right is
To the
Saubhari
left,
Muni.
to the left of Saubhari Muni is? I'm sorry, to the right of Saubhari Muni is? Okay, bottom left.
Vishwamitra.
Vishwamitra. So what led to the fall down of Vishwamitra?
From his meditation, he was distracted with the anklets of Menka.
Yes, just the sound of her anklets broke his meditation and it led to his fall down. No, just the sound. He didn't even see her initially. Just the sound of her anklets brought about his fall down. On the other side, her top left.
What was his fall down?
He fall down from his position. He was meditating to become, say, amongst rishis, there are different gradations. So he was meditating to become a higher gradation of the rishis, but he didn't reach that gradation that he wanted to. Like there are different, what do you call it, positions amongst the rishis also.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the exact names, but yes.
Okay, thanks.
But rishis can also marry, right? Some rishis have wife.
You want to become Brahma Rishi?
Brahma Rishi, yeah, that's the thing. He wanted to become a Brahma Rishi, but he was a what Rishi? I don't know. Was it Maharishi or something? So something he wanted to become a Brahma Rishi, but he's became what kind of Rishi? You know, Durga Prasad?
I don't know.
Okay. So anyway, the bottom line is that
Maybe you have pronounced it right, Mataji. Maharshi only. Maharshi Vishwamitra they call usually.
maybe yes. Okay. Anyway, but I'm not too sure. Okay, and now who's the personality on the top two slides? Top two pictures.
Haridas Thakur.
Haridas Thakur. Now, Haridas Thakur, he did not only hear the prostitute, he even saw the prostitute. She was not even dressed appropriately, right? And she was sitting right next to him for 3 full nights. But he did not fall down. And not only did he maintain his spiritual potency, his vows, he even made her a devotee. That's the power of a Vaishnava. Not only does he maintain his vows, he even makes others devotees. So that is the power of Srila Haridas Thakur. He even made that prostitute a devotee. And then on the right side, we see that he was actually whipped in 22 marketplaces, no, because there was a Muslim ruler who told him that Haridas Thakur, you are born in a Muslim family. Why have you degraded yourself by following the religious principles that we do not follow? And he says that if you do not stop chanting the name of Krishna, and if you do not follow our scriptures, then we will punish you. And he said, you can punish me as you like, but I cannot do what is against Krishna's will. No. And then he was whipped, mercilessly whipped in 22 marketplaces. Actually, a person will die if he's whipped in just 2 or 3 places. But even after being whipped in 22 marketplaces, they were not able to kill Haridas Thakur. And every time he was being whipped, even while he was being whipped in those 22 marketplaces, he continued chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And he did not feel any pain. He did not feel any pain. And then later it is revealed in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells him, and he shows him his back and he says, look, all these whip marks on my back, because when you were being whipped, I took all those whippings on my back. So a devotee is always protected by Krishna. He is completely fearless. So a person who's advanced in Krishna consciousness, even if put into difficulties, is not embarrassed. Even Prahlad was tortured in so many different ways. His own father tried to kill him, but he never lost his faith in the Lord because he's an advanced devotee in Krishna consciousness. So anyway, we'll stop here. We'll continue in the next class if Krishna so sanctions. Srila Prabhupada ki
Yeah.
So because we have not completed the chapter, we don't have an exam because the exam questions are based on the entire chapter. Okay, so we will have the exam the next class, Krishna willing, but it will be based on today's class and tomorrow's class.
We didn't talk about Vrindavan, did we?
What about Vrindavan? In this
So,
chapter, it's coming up. This is all.
oh,
See, Vrindavan is being described in the rain in Vrindavan and the clouds and the scenic atmosphere, but it gets more intense as we proceed in the chapter.
okay.
Yeah, I see a hand raised, Shantaram Latkarji.
Yeah, this Saubhari Muni came because he cursed Garuda or for other reason. This is confusing.
Who cursed Garuda? Saubhari Muni. I'm not able to hear your question. There is an echo.
The question is that Saubhari Muni, did he fall down because he cursed Garuda, or was it because of a different reason?
Yeah, see, Saubhari Muni, external reason is he fell down because he saw fish mating and that led to his fall down. Internal reason is previously he had cursed Garuda. So he had offended a pure devotee. He is a personal servant of Lord Vishnu. So because he committed that Vaishnava aparad, therefore that led to his fall down by seeing that fish mating. Okay. So there is a whole class on this topic that is there on my YouTube channel. Maybe you can watch it. The whole story is there. And also, before we did the Krishna book classes, some of you were with us in the Bhagavad Gita course, which was an 18-month course. If you can see those, if you are not with us during the Gita course, and you have only joined this Krishna book, I would recommend that you see the Bhagavad Gita classes. So then the understanding of Krishna book will be easier because many concepts we are carrying forward from there. No, so because Bhagavad Gita is the what do you call it? The basic knowledge is there in the Bhagavad Gita, and then Bhagavatam takes over from where Bhagavad Gita leaves. At Krishna book is a commentary of the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So if you see those Gita classes in your free time, then it will be even more easier for you to understand Krishna book. So I would recommend you do that if you've not been with us in the Gita classes. Okay, any
Mataji,
questions?
yeah, Mataji, these rishis, so they don't pray to God. Is that the reason they are falling down?
They
No.
pray, they meditate, but they are not necessarily pure devotees. Now there are so many different gradations. No, sometimes they may get say some rishis, they are engaged in dhyana yoga. And while they're doing dhyana yoga, they get some mystic powers. And then by those mystic powers, they may become proud, they may get distracted, they may use those mystic powers to get followers, to get wealth. So then they may go off track. So many things can happen on the
Yeah.
way to the Lord.
In Bhakti Yoga, it's not, there is no mystic thing, right? Okay, that's.
No, in Bhakti Yoga also, you develop some mystic powers, but they are not the bhaktas, the devotees are not interested to show off their mystic powers. So they have it, but they do not show it, they do not display it because they are not interested in a display of that.
Okay.
Okay, there is a question here in the chat. NC Venkachari says, when did Kali Yuga start and when will it end? So Kali Yuga started after Krishna departed from this planet. So it started some 5,000 years ago. And it will last for 4,27,000 years more because we have crossed only 5,000 years of the Kali Yuga. So 4,27,000 years more to go before this current Kali Yuga ends. The total duration of Kali Yuga is 432,000 years, of which we have completed 5,000 years.
Hare Krishna Mataji, all of us are finishing the test before 15 minutes. So, do we really need a timer? Can we not take that off?
No, the timer is there because there are some people who do not submit within 15 minutes. It's not that everybody is finishing in 15 minutes. Okay. so we cannot take it off. But anyway, if you finish before, you can submit and you can leave. There is no problem. Anything else we need to discuss? Shivani, you have your hand raised?
Hare Krishna Mataji, can you tell me the name of the Muni again that you were speaking about? That saw the fishes making out and got lassi.
Saubhari. Saubhari.
How do you pronounce it once again?
Saubhari.
Saubhari. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anything else we need to discuss?
Will you share the presentation in the group, basically?
Which
So much
presentation?
is-
Today's?
This water, yeah. Or we'll wait for the next class to complete.
I can share the slides that we have seen till now.
Yeah, that at least.
Yeah, I can do that. Okay. Priyanka, you have your hand raised?
Yeah, Mataji, when you were talking about the mystic power, so I just wanted to share one thing about His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, how that he great Shambratika Prabhu and Janki Raman Prabhu, they met the astrologer in 2019, and during that time, when the astrologer saw his chart, and the astrologer very shortly said that his lifespan had already ended in 2008 already, when he suffered from a very major stroke. And now, let me also tell you that these Prabhuji and Mataji met the astrologer in 2019, so already more than 10 years had passed. So, and in the end, also Prabhuji asked the astrologer, so when will he leave the body? Then the astrologer replied that it entirely depends on his desire, on Maharaj's desire. So I don't think there can be any greater mystic power than this.
Yes,
I
exactly.
actually got goosebumps on reading this.
Yes, it's very true. Even I've heard the same thing. So, yeah. 2008 was when he got that brain stroke. He was admitted in Bombay in the hospital, and the doctors gave him 0% chance of survival. The doctor actually said this person will not go out alive from this hospital. And if by chance, even if he goes out alive from the hospital, he will be living like a vegetable for the rest of whatever is remaining. That's what the doctor said. But 2008, today is 2025, he still continues to travel. He still continues to preach. His brain is sharp. He remembers the Shastras. He still continues. He answers so many questions from the Shastra. So yes, as you right. And the astrologer said that his time for passing away was 2008. No, so the astrologers cannot even predict anything for him, because they say technically this person is not around. No, but he still continues. And he continues preaching because of his causeless mercy. Thank you very much, Priyanka. Anything else we need to discuss? All right, then. See you all next week. If Krishna so sanctions, till then have a nice week in Krishna consciousness. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu vyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Pranams,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Pranams. Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.